Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Weekly Chat, and today we talk about how major weather events can positively impact your condo value. Watch now. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Weekly Chat. I'm Alex Wilson, team lead on alexjwilson.com, and we have Kyle DeVigi, Director of Operations for RE/MAX Wealth Builders Real Estate. And today we want to talk about snow. We had that record snowfall yesterday. People were complaining, oh my God, it's so hard commuting wise, difficult to get home, people don't know how to drive, and all those various items. And already Toronto has has the worst commute in North America. Now when you compound that with a major storm effect like the one that we had this week, and it's only November. We know we're going to get more in December and January and February and March. Whenever we have these major storm effects, it creates great anxiety for anyone that needs to take surface transportation for their commute wise, whether it's car, whether it's bus. Those items make it very difficult for people to get to work. They're late for meetings. It actually has an adverse impact on their health as well, and impacts life expectancies. I talk a lot about this in my Toronto Penthouse Living segments, because I'm talking to individuals that are commuting from suburban areas, and I'm trying to convince them to give up their houses and move into larger condos in the downtown. But what I realize, the same thing applies to people living in entry-level units. Would you agree, Kyle?
Absolutely.
And Kyle, what does your wife think whenever she has to drive to work? Because she's in a situation where she has to drive to work.
She has to drive out to Mississauga, and it's an absolute nightmare. She already leaves at 7:15 in the morning in order to beat traffic, because she can get there in half an hour versus the hour it would take if she went during rush hour. And unfortunately, on the way back, rush hour now extends from 3 to 7 p.m. So she gets stuck in that no matter what. It takes her about an hour on a good day to come back. She always knows it's going to be a bad day when Waze is taking her off the highway. And you see that time continue to increase as you're driving. It's going to be rough.
So you may be like, Alex, what does this have to do with condos? Well, a lot of people I get sometimes when they're looking at condos and looking at the towers in the sky and the cranes, they're like, why would anyone want to live in this shoebox in the sky? And that's a weather condition like this is the exact reason why people want to live close to their work. They're eliminating the point A to point B transportation. They're taking the stress out of their lives being late for meetings due to unforeseen circumstances outside of their control, whether it be weather, whether it be an accident on a highway, whether it be a transit delay. They don't have any of that stress. So when you have a storm like this week, the great thing on a condo wise, you can go into your condo, take in the beautiful storm, looking out the windows, curl up on the couch, get a blanket, have a nice glass of wine, and enjoy the snow and all the positivities the snow has, and not any of the negatives for anyone that needs to commute or lives in a house and has to shovel and clear out their sidewalks, which I had to do. You had to clear your sidewalk.
Absolutely.
I'm sure, this is one of the times yesterday.
This is one of the biggest benefits of owning a condo is you don't have the snow maintenance. You don't have to go out there and shovel while it's miserable.
And we are in the We are in the era of with the millennial population, the population after that. They like efficiency and they like things being made easy for them. And that's not a negative. They just really value their time and what they're spending their time on. They realize time is a finite aspect of their lives. So if they can eliminate the commute time, if they can eliminate the stresses, the conflict, because that's also something that which we're millennials too, so I can say that, conflict is an issue within millennials. They want to avoid conflict, so they avoid the conflict of being late for meetings wise, and all those different items. By living in a condo and living close to work, those are the huge benefits when they really shine when we have a major weather event like this, and you can actually enjoy the snow as opposed to curse the snow. What else can I add on this?
Yeah, one of my old jobs, I had a coworker there, and he literally lived across the laneway from our office building. And there wasn't a single day he wasn't able to make it in because he just woke up, walk downstairs, and he was there. Living close to where you work and being able to walk there is a huge resource and benefit that a lot of people, I don't think, really appreciate how beneficial and great it actually is.
Well, you did. Yeah, I remember Kyle when he was looking for his first place. Being within a certain radius and ability to get to his job was number one. That was number one on your list. That was the most important thing. His ability to commute to his workplace. Even the office space that we have now was planned based on where we both live. What is the easiest space that we can get to minimize our commute time, to minimize any obstacles to getting here to work-wise? For me, door to door, it's probably about 20 minutes. What, probably about 15 for you?
Yeah.
About 15 minutes for us to get here door to door. These are major decisions that we made when we selected our own personal office space. And the exact same thing for living accommodations wise. People could get more space, but they're sacrificing a larger space for increased commute times and applying increased stress on their lives because of the stress that a commute creates. And I'm gonna bring Kim in again. I'm sorry, Kim. Has Kim been so upset sometimes that she's been brought to tears with her commute, which is okay because the commute is horrible.
Yeah, absolutely. She's been in the car, to tears, calling me or just yelling at people, and people forget how to drive when there are weather events like that. It is so stressful.
And then the safety, just the pure safety aspect too. So Kyle bringing up forgetting how to drive in these conditions, the less than ideal driving conditions, that leads to accidents wise. So now you're really putting your health and life on the line by commuting during these weather events. Now I know a lot of people don't have a choice but have to commute during those times, but you do have a choice. Why would you be commuting during these events? So now when we relate this to the investment condos wise, this is one of the reasons why people flock to condos and condo living, because they can eliminate the commute, they can eliminate the stress, and that is a huge value that condos have to offer. It's somebody else's problem, not their problem. Like a way to end it?
Yeah.
So when we see major weather events, staying warm like this, having the condo wise, you are eliminating commuter stress, and you're reducing your overall life stress, and you're able to enjoy the positivity of snow. Well, if you're interested in investing in condos, send me an email or send Kyle an email. We want to help you build generational wealth. We want you to build financial freedom. And the easiest way, and what we've done in our lives, is done that through buying condos. So we hope to hear from you soon. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.